Welcome to the making of a DM. How to automate conversations and only deal with hungry prospects. On the show, I'm going to reveal something that can change your business trajectory in a massive way. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM, the deal maker or the dream maker. Not just me, but you. You're the deal maker and dream maker of your life and the people you care about the most. Hey, thank you so much for being here today. I have a show today that literally, if you don't listen to any of my other shows, please listen to the show. I'm going to try to give you high-level tactical stuff. I was actually just working out. I'm doing 2-a-days right now for my June event. I hope I see you guys June 29th and 30th. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a huge birthday bash event. We're going to have 500 people from all over the world there. It's not a pitch fest. We don't sell anything. We're going to actually give away a lot of cool stuff. But if I don't even have a page up yet, but you're here on the show. I always share this stuff with you guys first. Shoot me a message on Instagram at Mark Evans DM. Say Cleveland event. I'll get you the details when we come live, but it's going to be epic. You know, we got some really, really cool shit. We're going to give away hundreds of thousands of dollars to charity. You'll see it happen before your eyes. That alone is a pretty cool piece. But again, thank you so much for being here. I do believe the show, you're going to have a massive breakthrough. I don't care where you're at in this journey of your life. If you're a brand new entrepreneur in the middle of the road or towards the bigger level, this is a show that you will resonate with you, and it will totally show you how to hack scaling your business, scaling your voice, scaling. So please be ready. Real quick before I go on to this show, I want to make sure that you get over to iTunes or whatever platform you listen to here, YouTube, etc. Make sure to leave that 5-star review. As I always say, pushes up us in the algorithm. Someone sitting at home or grinding it out right now at their job or business and just saying, man, I wish there was someone out there teaching some shit to help me grow. Your voice for free could help change someone's life. You just never know. And I do know this. You can't change anybody's life by sitting in silence. So if you can do anything to help I don't need your money. Just share your message, 5-star review. All right, so I'm excited about this show. It'll probably be about 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long it needs to be for me to really hammer home this point. And as I'm sitting here, I got my father-in-law in town. They're hanging out. He's eating everything in sight. He's playing with the kids, having a blast. I don't know where he gets all his energy. He's 75, and he's got more energy than me and my wife combined. And but it's awesome. I'm very honored and proud to know that I busted my ass to be able to do these cool things and let my wife, and I'm just very grateful today, but try to be grateful every day. So I was sitting here working out, and I'm doing 2-a-days, like I said, and I'm on the treadmill. I'm at a 15 elevation, sweating my ass off at a 3.0 speed, no hands, and I'm just cranking and cranking and cranking. I'm thinking, sometimes I'm listening to music or audios or podcast shows or whatever, but I'm just thinking about like things that like something just like popped. I'm like, dude, I got it. The scale. Lots of people come to me and want to scale their company, scale their business, scale their voices. But the problem is they're frustrated. They're overwhelmed. They're investing and spending a lot of time with tire kickers, spending a lot of energy with people that never can take action on what they offer. If you're buying houses, selling courses, whatever it is, like literally if you're selling anything, which if you're in business, you have to sell something to stay in business anyways. But there's a lot of wasted energy in that. And I started thinking about, I remember back in 2002, this is a long time ago, I actually came out with a CD about the 7 fatal flaws of home buying, 7 fatal flaws of selling your house, right? Things like that. And these are CD days. This is a CD, for God's sakes. We had fucking fax machines in the office. with a CD cutout. Like, I mean, it's insane, but this is a true story. This is true shit. And I'm telling you, if you harness anything I'm sharing with you today, you can scale your business. My goal is to help you automate your yes and no's and only talk to the yeses. Do you think your business would look drastically different if you talked to 10 people a day that was ready to say yes before you even got on the phone? I don't care if you're selling t-shirts. I don't care if you're selling lawn care. I don't care if you're selling houses. I don't care if you're selling printing services. I don't care if you're selling furniture. I don't care if you're selling dildos. I don't care what you're selling. If you had people that knew who, like, and trust you, know exactly what they want to connect with you, and you've already qualified them through a process, and when you're calling, like, again, let me share a real secret. I am not a good sales guy. I don't do the hardcore sales shit. I don't use tricky words. I don't try to manipulate you and have you have buyer's remorse and all that shit. I am not good at that. I don't enjoy it. I don't like to be sold that way, and I don't sell that way. Actually, you can't sell me that way because that actually turns me off and I'm out as soon as I see it happen, because I've been involved in that side of, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. So I don't do it. So this is a great way to be an amazing order taker. I like to have consultative selling. I like to understand where they're at. And if I can help them, I'm going to guide them. If I can, I'm going to tell them where to go. I'm not worrying about if I make a sell today. I'm worried about if I can help someone today. It just so happens that as they come into my funnel, my pipeline, and communicate with me, by the time they're to me, I already have a fighting chance to help them, right? They've kind of semi-qualified themselves, i.e. this podcast show, semi-qualified themselves. They know how I talk, what I think about, what I'm going, what makes me tick, what gets me pissed off, what gets me excited, and such. So I want you to start thinking bigger on this. When I was in real estate, I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. I work 16 hours a day. I'm not saying it like most of these guys and gals do. Dude, I work 12 hours a day. They literally work like an hour a day. Rest of the time, they're fucking thinking about working or they're playing on CRM. I'm talking to people on the phone or meeting people in person. Back in the old days, 2002, I was meeting and shaking hands every day. From 96 to 2002, I shook tens of thousands of hands, met tens of thousands of people on the phone and in person. This is old school. We didn't have the internet like we do today. We don't have the technology we have today. It was literally bump and grind, chest to chest, face to face shit, right? I was learning about how to mirror people and do all this. Again, all the hardcore sales tactics. I just didn't like it. Cross their left legs. You slowly cross your left leg. Hey, look at them, blink, like all that shit. But I started thinking the truth is my breakthroughs happen when I'm most frustrated with my results. Let me say it again. My biggest breakthroughs in my life and business are when I'm most frustrated with my results. I take full responsibility for everything in my life, good and bad. And when it's bad, I'm thinking about how to make it better. See, I am very solution-based driven personality. That's kind of what I think about, solutions. We all have problems, but what's the solution? And as I was sitting in my office in Columbus, Ohio on Executive Drive, I had an idea. I had a tape deck where I used to record calls. And I'm serious. Literally, I was making calls every 15 minutes. I had conversations every 15 minutes for 10 hours a day. No breaks, nothing. Once in a while, I'd get off the call sooner than later. So I could take a piss. I was not eating, right? I didn't eat until dinner time. Talk about the ultimate fasting program, right? But literally 40 to 50 calls a day. And I'm talking conversations, not just calls, conversations. I remember I used to write all these notes down, like what the same problem, the same problem, the same problem, the same. It was the same shit. But every person thought it was different because it was them, right? It's funny, you know what I'm talking about when you talk to someone, well, it's different. Can we talk? It's my situation's different. And then they tell you and you're like, dude, I fucking heard this thing 100 times a day. Same bullshit, different characters. So I started getting pissed and I had this recorder. I took this recorder out and I recorded the top 7 fatal flaws sellers make, right? So my sales team would organize people to get on the phone with me and I would talk to them. The problem is I wasn't doing a good job having my team pre-qualify them. I just got a warm body and I said, pass the phone to me. So 7 fatal flaws. And I always did. Like I said, I've invested a lot of money understanding like marketing in general. but I didn't understand marketing at scale. So I sit there and I grabbed a blank tape, pushed record, and I started my 7 fatal flaws conversation. I had no clue what I was going to do. I was like, I'm just going to record these 7 fatal flaws. So you got to do an intro, right? Hey, my name's Mark Evans. I'm a real estate investor here in Columbus, Ohio. I've bought and sold hundreds, back then it was hundreds of houses. I've helped sellers do XYZ from foreclosure, divorce, you just don't want the property anymore because maybe you inherited it or you're just a tired landlord. Anyways, today I'm going to share with you 7 fatal flaws I see folks make when they're trying to sell a house quickly. Because that's what I do. We buy houses quickly. We can buy houses within 3 days. As fast as the title company can go, we can go. All cash. Once we have a price, we go. So then that's, by the way, that's intro. Here's who I am. This is part of it. So if you're outlining this, please do this. Intro. Who are you and what do you do? Like I just did mine. And then, okay, great. Now let's get into the 7 fatal flaws. And then maybe you have 3 fatal flaws. Maybe you have 3 key components or whatever it is. You're utilizing this mechanism as on a global manner to qualify yes and no's for you. I'm cool if I put this in 100 people's hands a day and 50% of them say, nope, I want full retail offer, right? Or I have this guy, one of the DM Alliance, great guy, his name's Fraser. He does a lot of stuff, but he's vegan. So he could create, now it'd be different. It doesn't have to be CDs, right? This is 2022, but whatever, an audio format of something where people could simply put their information in and download it. Or we could write a book, a very simple book. It could be 32, 37 pages, something simple for free. We get it in there. We get it in their hands and we allow them to consume the content at their leisure, audio or written format or both, or video even. And what our job is to do is to have this video or audio format get them to say yes or no. If it's a yes, take this next step. If it's a no, thank you for being here. And what this did, and again, I never really understood it. Today, it really hit me. You've probably heard me talk about, I came out with a book in 2006 and it changed my business by 10%. I made 10% more net profit doing nothing but coming out with a book. And what it did is it allowed me scale with authority. I was scaling with authority. So if my team was talking to a seller, I'm using this as an example again, my team would say, hey, Sharon, we're so excited to talk with you. However, I'd like to send a CD in the mail to you so you understand what we do and how we do it, direct from the CEO's mouth. And we'd get that and we'd send it to her or drop it off even. Back then you could drop it off because it was all local business I was doing. We'd drop the CDs off with obviously a nice letter and everything. And they'd listen to it. Do you think I had to sell them on who I was? Do you think I had to sell them on what we did? Not to say they wouldn't have questions and all that. That's okay. But it's really order taking at the highest level. My job actually was more to tell them no than them to tell me no. I really got into a position of understanding where they're at. But if I'm talking to them through this model, if I'm talking to them, they've been qualified through this process. And when they're talking to me, now it's more me saying yes or no to the deal typically. This is a very ultra powerful way to scale. It's one of the biggest things I wish I would have really understood what I'm sharing with you at a way bigger level in 2002. It's interesting because you start looking back about all the things we've all done right in our past, like what worked. Sometimes things work so damn well, we kind of stopped doing it, right? So that particular situation, I actually ended up selling the rights to other investors to utilize my CD and my content in their local market. So not only was I making money with houses, I was actually making a monthly royalty for each investor utilizing it in Charlotte, North Carolina, Dayton, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio back then, Savannah, Georgia, California, etc. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't a whole lot, maybe $500 a month, but they could utilize the CD. They could utilize my content to make their life easier. They were getting more deals working less, making more. It was so much more enjoyable. Instead of showing up to a house, and by the time I show up, the seller's like waving to another guy leaving, and she's like, sorry. I was like, but I just talked to you an hour ago. I know they beat you here, and they got the deal. That used to piss me off. It still does, thinking about it. But I can't be pissed and not do anything about it. I had to figure out how to hack. The hack was, let me get you a CD in your hands. What's cool about this model is what competitors, if you will, has a CD that they're talking to their clients, or an audio book, or a book in general. Think about this. There's 4 mechanics. Mechanic number 1, mechanic number 2, mechanic number 3. Mechanic number 3 has his own podcast show, has a YouTube show showing people how to fix their cars, has a book, and has an audio on the top 5 things you should look out when putting your car with a mechanic. And then mechanic number 4. Which one do you go with? It's easy. Mechanic number 3. Why would you not go with mechanic number 3? He has more credentials. We've been built in this world. If you have more credentials, you must be smarter. That's how we're trained. Well, Mark, that's not true. Well, school exists. Why does college exist? Why do people have masters, bachelors, blah, 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 all this other bullshit? You can do the same thing. I created a podcast show called Real Estate Power Hour. I was talking a lot about real estate. I trained a lot of investors over the years, thousands of real estate investors over the years. So my 7 fatal flaws to home sellers, I like the number 7. It seemed to work, right? There might be 10, there might be 20, there might be 2, whatever. There's a lot of fatal flaws in everything. But people get excited about fatal flaws. They don't get excited about my top 7 solutions. That they don't even know what that means. But fatal flaws, they get excited. And then you talk about the solutions in that. Then I came out with a CD called The Top 7 Fatal Flaws Real Estate Investors Make and Don't Even Know It. This is CD, folks. I still work with the guy that drop shipped these CDs for me. He used to print them and send them to me in big bulk. But then we got to a point where we were doing so many, he was drop shipping them from his facility in New York, upstate New York. And all I had to do as an owner, I created a basic squeeze page, had name, email, phone number, because I wanted to teach. I was teaching investors. And I'm like, hey, 7 fatal flaws, get it for free. Just pay shipping and handling. See, this is a qualifier. This is called Qualifier. Because you could sit there back then, it was different. You couldn't upload audio like you can now. Audio back then was very expensive. You had to upload on a server, and it would consume a lot of space. The more people would listen to it, the more money it cost. It was pretty expensive. I didn't even know if this was going to work. I thought it would, and it did. But in the beginning, I just didn't understand the dynamics. I didn't have any numbers yet. So I took the CD, cost me maybe $5 to print, and we charged $6.95 for the CD. 7 Fatal Flaws of Investors. And what would happen is we would promote this online. We would promote this in magazines. We'd promote this at events, and people could literally, this is cutout days, magazines at Barnes & Noble, you'd cut it out on the corner and you'd fax in your information into our office. And then we would ship you the CD. And then the call to action was get on a phone call with me, or we'd sell a $997 course, $1,000 course, right? A training session. But this all started with a free CD, free plus shipping CD. You see this now, free plus shipping on books. The book is just simply a qualifier. I want to blow your mind. On average, it would cost us about $50 to sell a free CD. Think about this. On average, it would cost about $50 back then to sell a free CD. This is information you may not understand what I'm talking about 100%, so you might want to listen to this multiple times. But this is called marketing. This is how much it would cost to acquire a free CD buyer. $50. Mark, how the hell do you make money if you charge $50, if it costs you $50 for a free CD? Well, the thing is, I could spend a lot of $50, hundreds a day. So let's say if we spend $5,000 a day, 50 times 100 people get the CD a day. Out of that 100 people, I'd only need to convert 5 to break even. That's a 5% conversion. But keep in mind, I got their name, email, phone number, physical address, etc. So we would have to work really hard to present offers and products and courses, and me and my sales guys could talk to them and help them become better investors. They'd either buy a $1,000 coaching program, maybe a nothing program at the beginning. Back then, we were just testing. How do we monetize these leads? And real estate on the single family house was easy because the product was such a high ticket offer, right? On our average, we're making $25,000 a house. And I'm going to give a free CD to you. I want the CD to sell it for me, qualify you for me, get to know me. The truth is, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm doing the same thing. It just hit me today. I'm doing the same exact thing. I say one-to-many often, but one-to-many with this context, you understand why it's so important, I hope. See, for the first 2.5 years of the making of a DM, that's how long I've been doing the show, I made zero money. Zero. Truth is, I don't do this show for money. I do it to help people. But I can help you more if you're investing and you're coming and showing up. If you pay more attention. I'm not saying I'm going to stop the show. That's not the intention ever. The truth is, this show is a pre-qualifier for you to join the $1,000 a month mastermind group that we started, in this example, 8 weeks ago. And to put it in perspective, and I'm not tooting my own horn in any way, it should have been more, truthfully. When we came out with the $1,000 a month program, it created $1 million in gross revenue for us in 12 months. $1 million by sharing it on a free podcast show. Think about this. How can you incorporate this in your life and business? Is it a book? Is it a CD? Is it a podcast show? What is it? See, where I'm at in my life, I have 2 podcast shows I've created. I have 12 books I've created with 2 more this year coming out. I've done hundreds and hundreds of free events. I've done thousands of free events. I was doing telecalls and webinars, just sharing. I had webinars where I'd have 6 fucking people show up. I had telecalls where I'd have 2 people show up for me just to share my message. But I always thought about this. Think about this. If 2 people showed up and I spoke for a half hour at my office, back then this is a headset with the old, the old phones that plugged into the wall. I was multiplying my efforts times 2 because I had 2 prospects for 1.5 hour, and I didn't have to travel. I didn't have to go to their house. They were on the telecall. They were on a conference call. That became 2, 20, 200. I've had thousands of people on a telecall where I'm talking to for 1 hour. What does that do to your business? If you're able to talk to 100 people or more or less, whatever it is, more than one, for 1 hour, the same hour it take you to talk about what your offer is, what would that do to your bottom line? Do you think you're going to make more money or less money? We know the answer is a lot more money. So when I created this show, The Making of a DN, I'm being very direct, like straight with you. I had zero intentions on revenue. Zero. I said, if I deliver value, 100 plus hours of free value, and I'll share everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. You don't have to ever pay me a dime, truthfully. And you can learn and make money, just like this show. But then you think, why would you not want to be a part of a group of people like myself and other people that are growing and pushing and for only $1,000 a month, especially if you took this show, you're going to make millions. This show could literally make you millions of dollars. It's not going to happen overnight. But there are, like I said, there's people at 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced listening to the show right now. If you're advanced, you could take what I'm talking about and implement immediately and generate 6 to 7 figures, depending on the size of your following, within 30 days or less, 100%. If you're intermediate, you have a little bit of following, a little bit of social presence, maybe you do something like this. I'm going to give you exactly what I would probably do. And I did this before. I would hit my audience up and I would say, hey, I'm going to create a 6-week course and think about benefits. And I want it to do X, Y, and Z. This is going to benefit you as a buyer, client, if you will, right? Is this something you'd be interested in? This is called crowdsourcing. What I'm doing is taking my audience, my crowd, my tribe, and presenting something in front of them to see if there's even an opportunity here. Are they even hungry, rabid buyers? If you have 500, 5,000, 50,000 people on email, social media, podcast shows, books, et cetera, whatever format you're in, if not all, and you get a surge of people say, yes, 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 no, 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 yes, 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 come out with a low entry price point of something and do a 6-week thing. You don't have to have all 6-week pieces created. You have to have week 1. Week 1. That's it. And it could be like a private Facebook group with a 1-week training. That's week 1. Maybe you do a lot for 1 hour with you. Maybe there's 12, 24 people on there. And you charge $200. You just made $5,000. Now, this isn't the end all be all. And the truth is, everyone wins. You win because you're learning. You're going to get paid to learn. 2, they're going to win because there's no way in hell you'd work this cheap for them one-on-one and help them get the results they're about to get. So they're getting and you don't understand your value yet. You're still trying to find it. But you have 24 people raise their hand at $200. That's $4,800 that call it $5,000. And now you train them. You got 6 weeks to teach them, and you're creating a curriculum. Guess what? Week 5, you start promoting it again to put more people in. Now you have testimonials. And then now, week 7, you sell it again, and boom. You sold 20, 40, 50, 60 in the first day. If you even want to do that. And maybe even sell it for more. I want you to build something big. And like I said, I did my 30 minutes, 32 minutes actually cardio today. But I want you to build something big. And the only way to build big is through scaling. And I feel a lot of you don't understand scaling like I do. If I can't scale it, I don't look at doing anything. Why? Why would you want to do one-on-one activities? By the way, this works with financial people. I just raised a lot of money for a pet company at scale. How? Through a webinar. Some of you listening to my voice were on the webinar. Some of you listen to my voice, raised your hand, and we're going to be partners in this pet company. That's what this is about. Scale. There were hundreds of people that raised their hand that wanted to learn about it. I didn't have to stop my day and build out a calendar for the next 40 days to talk to 287 people. I did it on 1 hour webinar. We live in the best time in the world to scale anything. But yet so many people are doing the same things expecting different results. If you're going chest to chest meeting people, I commend you, but you got to ask yourself, is it the best use of your time today? Maybe it is. But when do you start thinking bigger? If I was in any chest to chest, and again, please let me know on social at Mark Evans DM. Hit me up on Instagram or whatever. Just shoot me a message. But I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care if you're a fucking doctor, a heart doctor. You could do this, what I'm talking about. How? Well, they have these amazing things called TV shows. You could be on TV all the time talking about heart health, right? You could create a book, The 7 Fatal Flaws Adults Make as they progress in life, as they get older, or what, and get these books in people's hands. You know, one of the funniest things I see still today, driving down the freeway, you see billboards. LASIK surgery, the cheapest in town, $5.99 an eye. It's wild to me. Why? It's my eyesight. Am I going to hire the cheapest person in town to fix my eyes? But again, what they're doing is working. I said no to their ad. There's a financial company, if you follow them, you see them online. They say if you don't have at least $500,000 in investable assets, don't click the ad. I only have 400. Nope. They're not rejecting you. They're just not qualified to participate in your room. When I say no to $600 per eye LASIK, which I don't need, thank God, but if I did, I'm going to the most expensive. I don't even know if they're the best. I just think if they're charging the most, they should be the best. Obviously, if I was going that route, I would check it out and all that. But how would I check them out? I'd go on Google. I would type their name in. I would see if they have any books, if they've been popular, like if they have testimony, everything you do when you make a buying decision. Referrals, testimonials. I would see if they have any YouTube channel. Do they have a podcast show teaching their knowledge? Have they done anything with charity? The 7 fatal flaws when hiring the cheapest eye doctor. The 7 horror stories. The 3, do you understand? If they screw up your eyes, you can never see again. And you're going to the cheapest. There's a market for it, clearly. But again, I said no, therefore I'd never be a client. That's what good marketing should do. You don't want me calling like, well, maybe this will work. Look, can I give you a call? Now I just burn up their sales guys. Their conversion numbers are drastically down. They're frustrated because they think they're doing something wrong because they're getting told no 27 times a day. It's not no. It's no, I'm not even qualified, nor would I want your service anyways. Why am I wasting anybody's time? But people like to waste time. Your marketing's got to get more bold. You got to stand up and stand out if you want to help and scale people. Yourself. In my other companies if I have a voice, I will create a webinar, a telecall, videos, whatever we need to do to get visibility, to get lead extraction and conversations started once they say yes. Very rarely people message us and say, what do you do? I might be interested. They're usually texting like, dude, I'm fucking in. Sign me up. And then we slow down the conversation and say, hey, first name, thank you so much for the message. Tell me what you're trying to accomplish. Consultative selling. Do you think your life gets easier or worse when you're in that position? And I'm not saying take this shit lightly. I take this stuff very ultra serious. And I'm not saying you do, but I just want to be clear. Like when I made the $1,000 a month mastermind offer, I questioned it for months. Because the truth is, and I'm being straight with you, I thought I was being a sellout. Why? Because I told you I have nothing to sell you. And I really don't. But if you want to learn more and grow, pay only $1,000 a month and crush it together. If $1,000 is a lot, I'm not for you in that environment. But you know what's cool? The people that are in that group paying $1,000 a month, I've met some badasses in the last 8 weeks. Like people I didn't even know existed. I can't wait to learn more about them. I can't wait to connect with them. I can't wait to meet them in June at the event, face to face. That would have never happened unless I made that offer. And that's the way I buy. I want to buy value. I want to speed up time. I want to speed up relationships and connections by investing in myself, by investing in a group of people. Do you? I want you to take your top 5, 8, 10 questions that you get asked every day in your business. And I want you to get very serious on how to answer them in an environment that literally you can take and duplicate and get it out in front of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people without it taking extra effort on your part. What if your message is everyone's out here trying to get viral. Why are they trying to get viral? Because they're trying to be heard. The beautiful thing about what I'm talking about, we can force eyeballs, not force, but put eyeballs in front of these offers through marketing. If you have a great blah, blah, blah course or book or CD or audio or whatever you come out with, You could invest some money behind the marketing. Let's say, using it as an example, I want to sell a book. I want Magician vs. Mule. That book has sold tens of thousands of copies, but I want to sell more. And now I have a model. I have something to sell through the process. I don't, but I could. I'd create a squeeze page. Simple. Let me stop for a second because this is very important. The $1 million I created through the podcast show here that you're listening to, no sales letter, no hard offer, nothing, pure trust, pure conversation, an order page. What I did is I drove everyone to a 1-hour Q&A. Here's what my goals are. Here's what we're going to do. Thousands of people registered to listen to it. A percentage will show up, and then a percentage will take the offer. $1 million+ dollars. I truly believe the 1K Mastermind Group will be a $3 to $5 million per year revenue stream for my company. That's just on the residual side. The real money will be made, and it's already being made, in partnerships, investments I'm making in people in the group, strategic opportunities to get equity with people as they're scaling and they need help. You might be thinking, oh my God, dude, 3 to 5 million is a lot of money. It's not on the grand scheme of things. What it is a qualifier for me to make hundreds of millions with them. I don't like lopsided business models, meaning you pay me $1,000 a month and good luck. I take this shit very serious. I want you to get stupid, filthy rich with information I know. I really do. It doesn't take from me if you get wealthy. I can share you everything I do. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of moving parts. It's not about the thing. It's about your mental capacity to execute the thing. Like when you're sitting here and you got to make a $50,000 decision today, you got to make another $500,000 decision. You're making a $400,000 investment. You got another 5.6 million thing happen. You got all in the same day, and yet you got to keep the wheels rolling. And you're hiring a person for $180,000 this week. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. That's something you have to build up to and build into. But back to the book, Magician vs. Mule. If I wanted to get that book in more hands and I had a model, an extension model to make money, because you got to make money because you're going to spend $30 to $50 per free book given away online. It costs money to market. Facebook isn't free. Google isn't free. None of these marketing platforms are free, right? So when I see people bitching and complaining, dude, if it's free, why do I have to pay $7? Just so you know, they're losing $50 to send that book to you. There's a reason they do that. So you opt in, you put your name, email in, boom. Then you get the order form for the book, pay shipping and handling, you push submit. There's going to be another offer for $97 or $47 typically. That's called an upsell. It could be a video training, something, attached to Magician vs. Mule, for example. And then you're going to order that or say no. And then there's going to be another upsell or downsell. And then by the time, the goal is they can get you a check cart value, probably at $200 is their objective. So I'm spending $50 to get you today on the front end. And again, these are percentages. Not everyone takes these offers. The truth is very few do, maybe 20%, if that. So 20% of the people take a $200 checkout offer when 80% do the free offer. So do the math, right? So, I mean, it costs you money to build this business. That's why you got to understand customer lifetime value. Because if you have a real business, you typically don't make all your money up front day one. Very rarely do. Very rarely. That's where marketing and understanding of how real investing in marketing works. But I digress. That's more advanced. I want you to think today, and over the next 7 days, I want you to do this. Please report back to me. Please, if I can help, I will. I want you to take stock of your assets. What assets? Your email list, your social media. Do you have a following? If so, I want you to get in front of them. I want you to say, hey guys, I do XYZ. Here's what I'm looking to do. Is this something you're interested in? What can I help you with? Right? Ask them what you can help them with. Crowdsource. And I want you to bring back that information to your book. And I want you to sit there and figure out what you can present to them and make an offer. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's health. I don't care if it's wealth. I don't care if it's tax minimization. It doesn't matter. Anything. How to create a book in 60 days or less. It's all understanding who your prospects are and what they want and how to solve their problems. By the way, it's not about your problems. It's about their problems. And if you want to solve your problems, solve a lot of people's problems. Because you only got to solve one for you. But if you can solve 1,000 people's problems through your service or product or whatever, your one problem that you have financially is not a problem anymore. You're going to have so much money, so much opportunity, so much going on. You have no financial problem anymore. You're going to have a scaling problem. You're going to have to hire people to help you scale more. These are what we call good problems. I see too many people have the wrong type of problems. Not enough money, not enough understanding of what I'm talking about today. I want you to do this immediately. Don't think you're going to start a podcast show today and make money. Truth is, I said I always do 2 years minimum. I'm going to do a 2-year something, and I'm going to do it no matter what. I don't care if one person listens or 1 million or 5 million or well, it doesn't matter. I'm doing it because I'm committing to what I want. And when you make these kind of commitments, I don't want to miss ever. You stick to it. It's called consistency. You've heard me say this a million times. You're either consistent or non-existent. And what's cool about what we're talking about with this piece of marketing that we're going to create, your message is consistent. It's positive. It's structured. It has a start and an end and a next step because you've built it that way. Intro, content, call to action. Intro, content, call to action. They literally listen. They say yes or no. If they say yes, do this. If you say no, say thank you. Scale. 1 person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people, 1 million plus people. This is the way it's really done. And it just hit me today on the treadmill. I don't know why I've never shared this with you. I apologize. I've made many, many tens of millions of dollars with this exact model I'm telling you. I'm not talking about creating VSL letters, video sales letters. I'm not talking about creating amazing content, amazing sales copy and hardcore selling and this and that. Simple. Show up, do live videos, answer questions, connect, figure out what your audience is seeking because you asked them, build out something for them, and serve the community. Make the offer. They're not saying no to you. They're just saying no. But the people you talk to that say yes are the people you want to talk to anyways. You're always, with good marketing, you're always leading with your best foot forward because you've built it that way. You've structured it. You can always edit it and change it. You're going to get better as you do more and more and more. You don't have to believe me. Go listen to the Real Estate Power Hour. This show was done like in 2006, 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. Listen to my audio. Listen to the way I talked. Listen to the conversations I had. It's wild. Today, I'm a different person. But the information and content I was sharing is real, it's authentic, and it's still relative today. It just sounds different with me the way I delivered it. You're going to have the same effect. But you can't have the effect if you're sitting in your office not doing it. Write down this information, ask your audience, make an offer, and convert them. I don't care if one fucking person pays you for a 6-week course. Show up and deliver amazing value. Well, does that make me look stupid? No. Tell them they're very lucky because they get to work with you pretty much one-on-one for pennies on the dollar. All I ask is that you tell your friends once we get you massive success or massive results. Week 7, boom, now you got 20 people. Week 21, boom, Now you got 100 people. Make a plan, execute the plan, and enjoy the journey. This is the ultimate way to scaling your profits in your business. It's a hack. Are you going to use it? I hope so. Cleveland, Ohio, June 29th and 30th. If I've ever given you any value, I would love for you to be there. There will be an investment in a ticket, very minimal. We're going to crush it. We're going to have you're going to meet 500 amazing people. I'm shooting a documentary right now, so they're going to be there. That'll be pretty cool. We're going to do a massive charity event at the end. Someone's going to win a car, like a real car, an Aston Martin. Still working out the details with my lawyer on how we got to do that, but someone's going to win a fucking car. I want this not to be an event. I want this to be an experience, a growth experience for you. I don't want to talk about it. I want you to visualize it and see it in person. I want you to touch, feel, see, and smell what we do. I promise you it's going to hit on all your sensories. I have an amazing team helping me put this together. I'm investing hundreds of thousands of dollars for your experience. The party alone that we do on the 30th for my birthday bash, it's my birthday party, by the way, where we donate all this money to charity. It'll be hundreds of thousands this year. The party alone is multiple six figures, and you get it for free. I want you to see how it really is. I want to lead by example. You're going to meet people. I guarantee there will be billionaires there. There'll be 100 millionaires there. There'll be multimillionaires there, and there'll be everything in between. But everyone's there as a collective of growth to experience it. I promise you, your brain will be expanded. Your connections will be drastically huge. If that even makes sense. You're so close to a whole nother world, and I want that experience to be part of the journey with you. And if you're part of the $1,000 a month group, you can come for free for all of it. And an investment's only $1,000 a month. It's not open yet, the 1K group. But again, if you want to be put on the wait list, go to social media at Mark Evans DM on Instagram and say 1K Mastermind, and I'll get you your details. And when we go live, you can get involved. Or if you want the Cleveland event, like I said, tell me Cleveland event, and we'll get you information. Back to this show. I want you to take this very serious. I'm talking very different today. You've listened to lots of my shows. I'm talking to you as if you're sitting in my office. I have a whiteboard with black, blue, green, red, and another black one, a bigger one, because we want to make it bold. And we're talking about a strategic effort for you to be scalable and make way more money, have a way better life financially. More importantly, gain back your time freedom so you're not so fucking frustrated on getting told, no, I don't want that. No. I want you to be in control of your destiny. And the way to control it is what I'm talking about. Get in front of the right people, let them raise their hand and say, yes, I want that, and get on the phone with them. And you say yes or no if you want to work with them. You know those dickhead clients you don't like? This is how you get rid of them. Because you have so many great clients you can serve and want to serve. Kick out the bad ones and keep the great ones. But when you don't have a huge volume of great people, you don't understand what that even means. I can fire a client? Fuck yeah, we fire clients all the time. Not as much now as we did in the beginning, but it is a real thing. And when you do it, it's liberating. Fuck you, you shitty client. You don't talk to me like a piece of shit. I bust my ass for you and you treat me like a dog? Okay, what do you need next though? We've all been there. I want you to get the best, the cream of the crop. Because when you're functioning in that kind of light, that kind of level, the results are so fun. The journey is just so exciting. The vision just becomes so much bigger. And you get to reap your rewards financially. Most important, like I said, time freedom. It really is powerful. So again, you've listened to many of my shows, I hope. And if you haven't, this show sounds way different. Why? Because I want you to change your life and change the world. And this is the way to do it. It's real. It's real. So keep me posted. Let's kick some ass. And I'm excited to hear your results. So with that said, make today count. Boom!
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. Did not come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose, yo. I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. DM project.
This is the podcastfactory.com.